That's all right.
That's it. This is,
I'm not making any fucking money, so what does it matter?
this is the... Welcome to the Ben on Beer show for November 30th, 2012. There's a cobweb on the camera. I've just noticed that. This is the show, the only show that I host about beer, craft brewing, and craft beer people.
Wait a minute now. What was your heart rate again?
44.
You know, you start out the show that it's like right in the middle of the...
Ooh, shiny.
Ooh, shiny. Anyway, this guy is Ben Rayberg, okay?
I am Ben Rayberg, and this is my co-host.
I'm Donovan Adkisson.
He's moving faster than I am today.
Yeah, 2 miles an hour would be faster.
All right. What is the last beer you had?
It was a Guinness Black Lager.
Get Untapped open here.
Because that's pretty much all I drink in the way of beer, because it's real easy to run down that way to the local convenience store and grab 2 6-packs and come back. Because they don't really have anything else close. I mean, they got Yuengling or whatever, but I've told you I've had a bad experience with that one time before, and I just don't like
Yuengling?
it. Yeah. It was terrible.
What was your experience? I mean, how was it bad?
It was, the taste was bad.
I've never had a really bad experience with Yuengling, but then again, it's really nothing special. It's a light lager. I mean, it's good in the way of lagers, but it's as good as Heineken is. So
well, this was during the time where I was more interested in drinking Michelob Amberbach, which is a lager, and I really liked the taste of that. And I believe it was my friend Ed, you know, the one I've told you about up in the North Carolina. He mentioned Yuengling, and I was like, okay. I happened to remember that I saw that at the store. So the next time I went, I bought a 6-pack of it, and honestly, Ben, I don't know if I drank the entire 6-pack. I couldn't stand the taste.
Yeah,
but
I mean, you always have your own taste that you either like it or you don't, and it's kind of up to you. Nobody can tell you to like it. Like I have a friend who drinks the shitty American lager and swears by it, loves it, and you know, the only thing is that if it gets about 3 degrees warmer than shaved ice, it tastes like 3 feet. And the difference between that and Yuengling is Yuengling can go to about, I don't know, 7 or 8 degrees warmer before it starts to taste like a foot.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, those. And I'm not saying a Yuengling is an adjunct lager. I don't know what it's made of. I assume it's quality. Because they're still family owned, as far as I know, and they haven't been influenced by big business because they've always been around. They are the country's oldest brewery.
Well, hopefully I didn't insult anybody.
Or the country's oldest craft brewery. I don't know. I think they're still considered a craft brewery.
But anyway, my last one was Black Lager. So, yeah.
My last one was one of my pumpkin ales.
I noticed that. I keep watching your updates.
In the bed last night. That's why I didn't send a picture with that one.
You in the bed. Thank you. We appreciate that. Yeah.
Just consider yourself blessed.
Yes, that is good.
But today we're going to have something that you've never had.
Correct.
And it is apparently Untapped is considered a chili beer. This is called Cocomole from New Belgium Brewing. And let me read the bottle. I really can't explain it. And this probably is not an accurate depiction of what you might actually taste but here we go. Say hola to a spiced up ale full of cocoa and ancho, guajillo, chipotle peppers. But don't fear the heat, because plenty of caramel and chocolate malts bring a smooth, complex flavor. Scents of cinnamon when poured will have you saying, ole for more.
Ole!
I just hosed that up. Ole for mole. I was looking away and there's a scratch in the bottle. But anyway, this is made there in Fort Collins, Colorado, where they have a decent access to various chilies.
Okay, that's the reason why it's called a chili beer.
Yes, it's made with chilies. I had no idea what to expect when I drank it at first. I was kind of weirded out at first, but I warmed up to it. And you actually do, well, anyway, I'm speaking for myself, I actually taste and even feel the little bit of a chili burn. It's kind of weird.
I was going to say from
chili
a beer?
Burn from a beer.
Weird.
You got to get weirded out over that. But we're just going to open it and pour it. Now this is made. It's made with cocoa nibs, and I had to look it up. Seriously, I know it has to do with the cocoa plant and whatnot, but it's actually in the process of making cocoa powder or chocolate, they have to take the cocoa beans and they roast them to a specified darkness, kind of like coffee, and then they crack them up, and those cracked pieces of cocoa beans are nibs. So they take that, and I don't know when they add it. Honestly, they don't. I haven't looked for a recipe or anything, but they use it either during the boil or just after the boil, or I would imagine that that's where it is. It's probably not in fermentation at all, but they add it early to get a cocoa, whatever property they're looking for, out of the nibs. And I believe this is a dark one. Dogfish Head makes one with the chilies and...
Okay. Yeah, this is New Belgium.
Yeah. Dogfish Head makes one with chilies and cocoa nibs and something else. And they call it Theobroma. And it's an old, ancient recipe. They did some scientific research on an artifact taken from a site in South America, I think. And now I could be screwing this up, but but they did an analysis to try to figure out what was in that vessel, and they made the recipe for, or they kind of constructed a recipe to make whatever was in that little pot or piece of stone or whatever that vessel held, and that resulted in their making Theobroma. And the term theobromine came up when I was looking at cocoa nibs, and I can't remember what it is, but if you look at the Wikipedia article for cocoa, I think, you'll find theobromine.
That sounds like some type of explosive.
I want to say the bottle of Theobroma said something about let's see, there's not a lot of head. It's not really foamy and creamy.
Actually, it reminds me of a carbonated drink.
Looks like soda.
Yeah.
Well, we'll pour this one kind of slow and straight down and foam it up some and see how that holds up. Oh no, I completely biased the distribution here. You might have to drink this full one. You don't have to drive.
No, that's right. No, I only have to drive between the studio and the house, which is about a 20-foot walk.
Yeah. I have a 20-minute drive, so yeah, let's do this.
Well, you could always try to even them up.
No, that would result in spillage. These are not pouring glasses. They are
I got you.
Drinking.
I got you.
That's fine, though. I'll get just as much enjoyment out of this much. and you'll just be a little more numb.
So should we check in?
Yes. I'm going to wake the phone up again.
So I found it. Coco Mole, Lips of Faith, New Belgium.
Yes, this is part of their Lips of Faith series of beers, which includes...
Holy shit, 9% alcohol?
Told you, you'd just be a little more numb.
Oh, God. Okay. I'll go with it.
Let's add a photo. My question is, at these pauses where I'm like an old man trying to work his phone, does anybody want to watch that in this show? Or do we need to cut that out? Oh, well.
I think it's fine.
I think it's funny. All right, I'm going to check into where? Anairo Media?
Yeah. There should be Anairo. I haven't had anything yet. Anairo Media Studios. I added a place, but... Yes, use that.
All right.
How was it? Leave a note. I don't know.
I'm just going to put show beer. Exclamation point. All right. So this is it. And I'm supposed to detect some cinnamon.
I'm slow.
Dear, that is...
Confirm.
That is a spiced apple pie.
Whoa.
See, I told you. Well, I was talking earlier about this beer. Sometimes I think about it and I can't call it a beer. This is apple pie with hard cider, fermented. It's very strange, but there is a hint of cinnamon in there. It's kind of, and then the taste is. We're not goofs.
Okay, that is different.
Complex.
Yeah.
Complex is what I would say. Very hard to pick apart. But after a few more sips and then during the aftertaste is when you feel some of that chili burn. But it's not like a glass of water or whatever, but you feel a little tingle. And you can't tell if the heat you feel is the alcohol, being 9%, or the chilies. And it could be some of both.
That second taste, I could already feel it when it hit the back of my throat. A little bit of burn.
It'll cure what ails you.
And where's the closest place to get this?
I finally got it at 5 Points Liquors
in Valdosta.
In Valdosta. I had to get it while I could, so I bought 6 at a time.
And it comes only in this size.
At the time, they only packaged it in the bomber. They may put it in something different, but it being the Lips of Faith, it's probably only in the bomber or on tap if you're out west.
So in other words, by the time you've had one of these, there's probably, do you drink a second one? No.
No, unless it's a really long night.
Yeah.
I would enjoy this to enjoy it. I wouldn't just pop one open and drink it out of the bottle on the way to work, but I got you, didn't I?
Yeah, you got me.
But yeah, you'd have to sit and enjoy this. It being so big, you'd want to share it, of course. The first one,
I'm stingy.
I didn't share. This is the last one, though. Maybe I only bought 3 of them. But hell, it was during the summer.
Yeah.
This is that trip that I dropped like $120 at the beer store. Because they had some Dogfish Head that was it the Midas Touch? and they had several that were going to not be there next time.
Right.
So I just bought them up.
It's definitely not I wouldn't think it's an everyday drinking beer.
No.
This was a
not to me.
Saturday night, maybe winding down, maybe playing a game or something, or reading
with friends. But you want to, I don't know. As complex as the flavors are, you don't want to like pair it with chips or something. You just want to have it by itself. And to me, I wouldn't want to be distracted from it. I'd want to concentrate and kind of savor it. To me,
I could see salsa and chips. It would be the only thing I'd want to pair. And the only reason why is because of the spiciness that I'm picking up on it. And
there is a bit of a sweet maltiness to it, but it's not like a bready beer. It's just it's balanced. Mm-hmm. And I gotta give it to him. Balancing chili with the maltiness and achieving the balance is a feat.
Not only that, but okay, I ate lunch at normal time today, and
you getting shitty already?
It hit me, and I'm like, whoa.
Shut up. Half an inch down, you're already pissed?
No, I'm sitting here, and suddenly I'm feeling this weird panoramic feeling, like it just...
you wonder if the chili like races it into your veins faster.
I know. Kind of like, when you mix Gatorade and vodka.
Or Red Bull and Jägermeister.
Well, that's real dangerous. I mean...
I don't do that anymore.
I've never done that. Now, I've done Gatorade and vodka, but...
just as it was becoming popular, I guess. And they didn't mix them. Or no, I never had one of those. They called it a Jaeger bomb, didn't they? I used to just start the night with Jaeger, the shots of Jägermeister. Hated it, but it was an inexpensive way to go ahead and get started.
Well, you're supposed to take your shots of Jaeger and chase them with a light beer.
Well, I mean, I took like 2 or 3 shots of Jaeger, and then the rest of the night I didn't have to drink a whole lot.
Oh, yeah.
That was the point.
Yeah.
So in essence, I chased it with rum and Coke, which is I was under the influence of bad friends. Very long time ago.
Those weren't bad friends.
Another life.
There's nothing wrong with rum and Coke. Just like there's nothing wrong with Crown and Coke, or Jim and Coke, or Jim and Dr. Pepper.
I don't know. I prefer my liquor straight these days. Neat, they call it. And I prefer my liquor to be whiskey. Scotch whiskey. And I know you say you don't like Scotch, but 20 years is a long time to hate it. You gotta,
Well, maybe I just had the wrong Scotch.
The Scotch they put in the bottle, or put in the barrel 20 years ago, is really good right now. Well, as long as they let it sit there for 18.
Yeah. Well, you may have to let me sample some of that.
All right. We'll see what happens at Christmas, because I can't afford Scotch right now.
Yeah, I understand. I sure as hell can't.
So maybe we'll have a little Ben on Scotch episode.
Hey. As long as that's not Ben on Scott. Ben on Scotch. Scotch.
I did not misspeak.
You know me, just trying to bring a little
I got a good
humor.
friend, Scott, but
not that
there's
good.
A line.
Yeah, there's a line.
Now, those of you in South Georgia, and I knew we have thousands of people watching live right now.
Yeah, thousands.
Those of you in South Georgia know that there's this, when it comes to homebrew supply, there's a void in South Georgia, well, not so much North Florida, but from, I don't know, Atlanta and south, there's just nowhere to get local brewing equipment and ingredients. Until last Monday. Last Monday, the Southern Pride Craft Brewing Company, which sounds like a brewery. Sounds like a brewery. Anyway, it's a homebrew store, and it is located in none other than Tifton, Georgia. Tifton. They are at 211 3rd Street in downtown Tifton. Downtown is a decent location. Mm. It's not like it's difficult to get around, or you have to pay for parking, or you have to take the metro in. But
hey, and I found this place.
Donovan found this place. But did you ride by it though?
No, I happened. They either posted on the Tifton Talks Facebook page, or they posted on Tifton Uncovered. One of the two, I can't remember which. Tifton Talks I own, Tifton Uncovered's owned by somebody else. And that's how I was like, what? So I went to their page, and I was like, whoa, I got to let Ben know about this. I was like, really? Right here in Tifton?
Yeah, so he opened last Monday, apparently got the word out pretty quick via Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's about all Facebook's good for.
What?
Maybe getting the word out like that for locals.
Yeah.
It's not good for anything else, but anyway, that's just me. Well, he's got 74 likes on his page.
Yeah, I think he had about 30-something last time when I found it, or when you showed it to me.
Maybe I'll share it with my Twitter followers.
If you want to follow, or if you want to call them, the number is 229-389-6258. And I did stop by there Wednesday night, and he looks like he just opened. I mean, he's got a really nice place. Everything's clean.
I wonder if he'd mind if we shared his email address.
Let's not do that.
It's on the Facebook page.
Yeah, it's on the Facebook page. But they are having a giveaway.
Yeah.
He's going to choose somebody from all of the likes on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
And give away a like a homebrew starter kit.
I liked it.
And this is not. Do I?
I liked it and shared it.
Okay.
The picture. The homebrew for the giveaway. I
Okay.
saw it earlier today, and it was a picture. It says like and share this picture.
Yeah.
So I did that.
So he's giving away I think it's a Brewer's Best homebrew starter kit. It's got everything in it you need to brew your first batch of beer, except for, you'll have to supply the brew pot and the bottles.
Bottles and caps.
It doesn't have caps in it?
It says, kit contains everything a beginning brewer needs to make beer except boiling pot, bottles, and caps.
Okay.
Drawing will be on December 19th.
Well, and he's got plenty of bottles and plenty of caps. And a capper, but the kit probably has a capper. I need to shut that off, don't I?
Yeah. It's not any worse than Skype calls coming in. We got thousands of those.
Yeah, yeah. Are you just ignoring all the Skype calls, or what?
Yeah. The guy
dipshit
over there won't answer them.
The engineer behind the curtain.
It's hard to get good help, especially when you don't pay them anything.
Well, you get what you pay for.
I think that's what's happening. Oh, wow, that is. I think it gets spicier as you drink it.
Well, yeah, because it starts to get through the malt somehow.
And anything else that you have on your tongue.
Yeah. And I wonder if they're going to make any of the Lips of Faith series, or even this Cocomole, in the new Asheville location.
Hey.
I wonder what they're going to brew. They're obviously going to make Fat Tire. And the year-round stuff, I would imagine they're going to brew. They better make Ranger, because I'd love to taste Ranger made with the North Carolina water.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they're going to treat the water and keep it consistent.
Have we taste tested the Ranger on this show?
No.
No. Okay, so I haven't had it.
I'm not sure if you're worthy of the Ranger.
What? Huh?
I'm saying it's
what?
It's a pureness that's.
Oh, come on.
Pure. I
thought we were like.
I'm just talking out of my ass. You know, I only run half speed, right?
I know. You're pretty damn. And ladies and gentlemen, all I can tell you is this is one fucking good beer. That's the way Ben's running right now.
Yeah.
This is good.
This is good stuff. Get to the homebrew store there. But no, he's got ingredients as far as malt extracts. He's got some kits, some extract kits. So if you just want to make 5 gallons, run by there and pick up a box. It's a brewer's best kit. You just you look and pick out the style of beer you want, grab it, and pay for it. Very important. And go brew up a batch of whatever.
Don't get the wrong. Don't just run by there and grab it.
Yeah.
And run.
Yeah.
And say, well, those guys on Ben on Beer Show told us just run in here, grab it, and go. No, we didn't. Yes, the chat room. This is some awesome shit, man. It's getting more awesomer as I get down to it.
Awesomer.
You got it.
So is your grammar.
Mm-hmm. I don't write for nothing.
Like the Ben on Beer Facebook page. I know I haven't been a huge proponent of Facebook, but we'll see what happens. Like the Facebook page. Maybe we'll do a giveaway or something. I was considering having some shirts made.
Yeah.
Just some regular screen press T-shirts.
I think we already have those up in the. I'll have to check with my business partner, but we've got a whole line of merchandise through the Zazzle store already.
Okay,
made.
well, if there's something there, we can.
Yeah, because we've got shirts, we've got hats, we've got ties. Yes, we have Ben on Beer ties. They have the Ben on Beer logo.
This is my show, and I'm unaware of the ties.
Dude, I've told you about them.
When?
A couple of months ago. When we first started, we switched over from Cafe Press and went to Zazzle. And my wife sat there for almost 2 days and did nothing but make design after design after design.
Oh.
Yeah, there's Anairo Media, Ben on Beer, South Geek, Great Big Sports Show. Well, Ranjack Sports.
Great.
So,
awesome.
We could do that.
Somebody go buy a tie.
They're cool.
And send it to Monday Night Brewing. So that it can be included in their
Is that thing
project.
Yeah, that's that thing you were sharing, right? If
Jonathan Baker, I'm not sure if he's like the head brewer or the marketing guy. His email signature mentions him being the something at Master of Mind Control. They have a dartboard?
Yeah. Coffee mugs. We are the shizzle up in this here hizzle.
Now, how do I find such a Ben on Beer swag store?
Well, that's a very good question. I think
we have to be able to reach it.
Why you have to put me on the spot like that? Okay, we don't have the mug, we have the deck of cards. I believe you can go to zazzle.com/Anairo Media because everything's up under the Anairo Media.
Okay.
We've got, I know on TiptonTalks.com at the very bottom of the page on the left-hand side, there is a product rotation widget. And zazzle.com/Anairo Media. And I've been meaning to get the code to you so that we could, on Ben on Beer, you could put the stuff in a widget.
Okay. So, well, we can get that going. We can get that going. I can at least carry, I thought I'd be able to carry a mug around work.
We can get the mug made.
We can get a mug.
Yeah, she just didn't do the mugs, I think.
Okay.
I don't know why. Deck of cards.
No, that's cool. But I would like to give away a T-shirt or something to Facebook people.
Yeah.
Because I'm not getting a whole lot of likes. I just passed 30, and that's when you start getting the data about your peoples, your reach, and stuff. I told all my friends, and I told them to tell their friends, and I don't know if anybody followed my directions. It's very annoying when people don't listen to me.
What'd you say? What? I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Yes.
So people watch a show where other guys just sit around and bullshit?
Yeah. Well,
cool. So if
the one I was telling you about earlier is audio only, but it's still hilarious.
Yeah.
You know, they just BS, man. That's all. All
right, how long have they been doing it? I mean,
they're up to episode 20-something.
Really?
Yeah. Cocktails and kimonos. I need to meet these guys. They're hilarious.
Well,
Might could even get them to come in on a...
Would they, I mean, do they have like a great followership somehow now, or did you just find them and you're one of like 20 people listening?
No, actually how I found them was I was going through trying to build up the Twitter following for the @Anairo Media Twitter account. And I was going through and I happened to come across them. And the guy, hit me up and said, thank you for following. And we started chatting back and forth and I was having trouble getting to his website. So what it was is I was getting a Cloudflare error. And you know what Cloudflare is, right?
No.
Okay, Cloudflare is a project that started, I think, about 2 years ago, and what they do is you sign up with them, and they change your DNS so that they are the first line of defense before anybody gets to your site. They kind of cache it. And that way, they keep a list of all the IP addresses of various locations that have attempted to try to hack sites and stuff like that, and they block them. Well, every time I would go there, I'd get a Cloudflare message that said that the site was down. So I tweeted back to the guy and I said, I can't get there. Even in iTunes, I can't listen to your show. And he was like, that's odd. And he went and he could do it. So I had my ISP check it. They could get to it. I did something, and I'm not going to say what I did, but basically, there's something to do with the IP address that I have. Well, my IP address cannot change. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
So I figured out a way today how to get around it. But anyway, that's how I found them. And they're up to episode 20, 29. Anyway, I think they recorded either Sunday or Monday nights. And it's hilarious. So just kind of two guys talking about shit. But that's how I kind of stumbled upon them. Now, if someone wants, what's your friendly name? Is it facebook.com/benonbeer?
Yeah.
Okay. So
facebook.com/benonbeer. BENONBEER.
And he gets 5 points for being able to spell.
Clearly.
Beer.
Okay, new on tap in Valdosta. Very encouraging, and another word that I already forgot. The Blue Pub, downtown Valdosta.
Oh.
Has they just put on Bell's Double Cream Stout, which is awesome. I had a growler of that last week, 2 weeks ago. And Blue Point Toasted Lager, which sounds really interesting. I've never had a toasted lager.
Toasted?
Yeah. And the Blue Cafe bought a special keg of Port Brewing's Santa's Little Helper. Now, I've heard of this. It's a Christmas ale, I assume. It's probably not a lager. It's a Christmas ale, and it's very popular. So I would like to go taste it. And they also have Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale on tap.
Excuse me?
Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale. I'm just assuming it's an ale that's been aged a bit in Kentucky Bourbon Barrel.
Barrel, okay. I was beginning to wonder what kind of self-respecting bourbon company would be making beer.
They make beer. They just don't, their process begins at the end of fermentation where they start to distill it.
I know.
And age it.
I was just needling the point, that's all.
I know. Is Kentucky Bourbon a company? Or?
I don't know. I mean, all you ever hear of is, Kentucky Bourbon, Kentucky Whiskey, whatever. So, I'm not sure. This is the new relaxed atmosphere of the show. It kind of, we had to bring it down to meet your level of
We're leaning on the table now, and I've got my pen in my hand like I'm at a debate.
I did not have sexual relations with that.
No, that wasn't a debate. That was a lie.
What is the definition of is?
Is?
So let me ask you a question. I noticed that, I believe it was in the latest Publix flyer, that Blue Moon has a special winter pack or what have you, a 12-pack. It's somewhere around $13 or $14 or something like that. I forget. I believe Fat Tire had one last week.
You mean New Belgium?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Because Fat Tire was part of the...
Oh yeah, Fat Tire's always part of the...
So what do you recommend? I mean, for someone who wants to celebrate, I mean, granted, let's say you can't buy them all. Because if we'd all won the $580 million, anyway, I didn't even play the lottery, I don't know about you. But which one would you recommend as a holiday pack to get?
The New Belgium. The holiday pack. Because, well, I mean, everybody knows that Christmas and winter itself is always better in Colorado.
For those of us who have never been there, or were not born there.
Oh, I mean, look at the photos. Is there snow here in South Georgia? No, the damn gnats.
That's where Coors is located.
The gnats barely go to sleep here in South Georgia in Christmas, right? So you can
it's what is it? It's 70-something degrees outside?
It's 73 degrees outside. Last day of November. So, and it's probably not completely frozen in Colorado yet. It really doesn't do that till, around Christmas, and then into January, then it balls cold. So in the mountains, though, there's snow, and there's crispness, and there's very stillness, and that's what, to me, winter and Christmas and whatever's all about.
Wow, that reminds me of playing in the frozen areas of World of Warcraft.
Yeah, it was so cold there, wasn't it?
Well, it was. It's the closest thing I could ever get to it. It only snows here like once every 6 years.
And it never really freezes.
It does for about 3 hours. I got pictures.
But it's a really quiet 3 hours.
It is. It's awesome.
When things
gets really dark.
Yeah, when things freeze, the air doesn't make a noise. There's no wind in the trees. There's no birds. There's no gnats crawling in your nose.
The only thing I could hear was my feet crunching on the grass.
Yeah. And if you're still, it's just so quiet, peaceful. Anyway, they know how to celebrate the winter holidays in Colorado. We just put on a pair of shorts and mow the grass.
On Christmas Day.
So, well, to burst my own bubble, Blue Moon is also made in Colorado. Blue Moon is owned by Miller Coors.
Still a good beer.
They purportedly don't run themselves like the huge breweries. I mean, they still kind of run as a craft brewery, but they're just owned by a gargantuan conglomerate.
Oh,
so that's why it's still a decent beer. It's got some influence, in my opinion, of cost savings when you taste the beer. So I would go with New Belgium's, even as big as they are, being the third largest craft brewer in the country. They're still handmade. This Cocamole is still made by somebody watching it, not a computer process and not
cameras,
not run down a huge canning line, even though they do have quite an impressive canning line now. But they still put it in a bottle. It's still bottle conditions. It's still a real, in my opinion, ale.
Wow, makes me want to marry it.
So yes,
No, honey, not really. Just kidding.
Well, you know, I don't know if Kim Jordan's dating at all, but
it's spicy. I can tell you that. It gets spicier.
Yeah, my wife saw one of the covers of I don't know if it was all about beer or brew your own, but there was a lady on the front, and she's got, you know, kind of sandy hair, and she's got she's a pretty lady, and of course she's fully clothed. She's with, you know, jeans and t-shirt kind of, and she's holding a beer, and
my kind of woman.
My wife sees the cover, and she goes, "You just like those." And she was joking, of course. "You just like those magazines for the pretty girls." And I said, "That's Kim Jordan. She's the CEO of New Belgium Brewing." And she goes, "Really?" Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, chicks like beer. Regular chicks like beer. Oh. But she was, you know, she's all for women and being in charge and all that. I was like, sure, cool. Yeah, you're right.
You know, that reminds me of a joke.
My favorite brewery is run by a woman.
That reminds me of a joke I read earlier today, which I actually told my wife. It was Playboy's coming out with a new magazine devoted strictly to married men. The centerfold is the same woman every month.
Oh, that's going to be funny, you know, in 50 years.
I've been married 22 years.
When it's, you know, the lady's 22 right now, but whatever she looks like at 72, she'd still be the centerfold. Right?
That's right. That's right.
Beer and pizza. What's that an answer to?
I don't know, but it sounds good.
She's trying to throw us off.
Yeah, I think so.
For those of you who don't know, we're looking at the chat room right in front of us. If you'd like to join the chat room, Donovan can give you the details.
Well, it's the same place. Go to live.anairo.tv.
You can join the chat room live, and we'll see your chats right here. I would like for it just to keep scrolling up.
So fast we couldn't even read it.
Yes, and we'll just pick it out as if we're looking at random tweets.
But now, if you were actually here watching this right now, you would already be in the chat.
No, we didn't have a lot of people join.
Okay, smartass.
Anyways, yes, like the Ben on Beer Facebook page, and also tell your friends to like the Ben on Beer Facebook page. I've got the Twitter account, the Ben on Beer Twitter account, tied to the Facebook page, so whenever I tweet, you know, the Facebook page gets updated, and it appears that I'm very active on Facebook.
Very, yes.
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 Yes. So get the conversation going, and we'll try to, you know, keep things talking.
Also, since this video will be on YouTube, we'd like for them to like this video and subscribe to this channel.
Yes. Also comment, no matter what your comment is. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, tell us constructively why.
Yeah, constructively.
Yes. Most commenters are not constructive.
I don't take criticism lightly. I don't take it well.
I also don't take trolls lightly.
I get depressed easily. Anyway.
He's solving it right now.
This is only the beginning.
You won't see the end. We got to end the show. But yeah, that's about all I got to say. You know, the regular routine. Don't drink and drive.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. Do the right thing. Have some integrity. You know, and don't drink shitty American lager. Drink something worth it.
Like this
Have
stuff.
something that somebody made with their hands and their heart. And here I am. Wow. Sounding like I'm about to pass the offering plate. But yes, drink craft beer. If you don't know what to drink, send us an email. I'll tell you something you probably can find in your area. And yeah, that's all I wanted this show to be, really.
Yeah, that's it.
Aside from trying to become a media mogul I'd like you to drink more craft beer. And the more craft breweries we have, the more jobs we can create, right? Because, AB InBev is probably not hiring at the rate that new breweries opening are hiring. And brew pubs. You can't forget the brew pub. You can't get any more fresher beer than at the brew pub. Because it's made literally feet from your table.
I still need to go to one.
The closest one that I know of is Momo's, and it's in Tallahassee.
Yeah, I know Randy said something on one of the posts about there was another location. Didn't you you went to the one in Tallahassee?
Yeah, that's Momo's. And
he said there was another one in Georgia.
The only ones that I know of is Five Seasons Brewing up in Atlanta, and they have 2 or 3 locations in the metro area. There is, the damn name of it I keep forgetting. There's that military-themed one in Columbus, and it's a really simple name. I shouldn't forget it. And then there's not Blue Moon, Moon River Brewing, and that's the brew pub on Bay Street in Savannah. Yeah.
The place that you can't get to from here easily.
It's difficult.
You have to take a flight over to Europe and get a boat and come back.
That's right. So. Just about. And of course, if anybody wants to open a brew pub in Valdosta, I will certainly help you come up with recipes and make the beer if you'll give me a job making beer.
There is that.
There's that. Because I don't have the money to do it myself, but I would love to have a brew pub in, in an area that needs one. Valdosta, it still has gnats, so that's just my.
You'd prefer somewhere without gnats.
My nemesis, gnats.
I hate them too.
All right. Well, that's going to have to be about it. Don't drink and drive. Have a safe couple of weeks. Actually, no, 2 weeks from today, I'm having surgery, and there's going to be a doctor cut me from about here to here. Won't have a show that day. So Really?
Could we not do it in the operating room? That would be awesome.
Someone else will have to speak.
I'll stand there and hold the camera and say, "This is Ben." Yeah. He'd much rather be drinking a brew, but
I don't. We will look at perhaps trying to set aside some time and space for me to do a Google Hangout maybe next week.
Okay.
I've got the pre-op next week, so I have no idea what time it is. So I don't know if we can do a show, but we'll like to.
Ben on tap.
Yeah, they're going to stick a tap right there. Actually, in the recovery room, there's supposed to be a hose to drain fluid. So quite nastily, yes.
Ben on tap.
What was I saying? Damn you.
Damn you, woman.
Yeah, Google Hangout next weekend, maybe. Viewers, listeners, let me know your thoughts on that one. I know Kyle Wilson with Artist Sync loves the idea.
Okay.
So he's the only one, though. We got to get more.
We got to get more.
More.
Like beer. More.
All right. Well, if we go too much longer, people are going to stop listening to the show.
We still have people here?
Most people don't run for this long.
Oh, yeah. True.
Or have commutes this long. So. Or have lunch this long. So, we gotta wrap it up. I also need to get home.
Okay.
This has been fun. I should do this more often.
All right.
Taking it out. You can contact us through Twitter at BenOnBeer. You can get him at GD Adkisson. My personal account with 59 entire followers is at 42 Flows. That's 42 Flows. The Facebook page is facebook.com/BenOnBeer and always at benonbeer.com. If you would like to call and get the address to send a big, huge check, 313-718-2557. Or email info@anairo.com. That's going to be it. And enjoy. Ta-ta.
See ya.
This has been a presentation of the Anairo Media Network. Your reality distorted.